Twinz widebody update part 2. Got the front install, the front fender and the front add-on piece. I thought the front would be easier than the rear, but it's actually more difficult since you have to align this piece to this bumper and align this to this and align this to right here. So it's very tight. Then it has to be right on. Even if you're off a little bit, then everything is off. For those of you guys that have the Twinz wide body that you're running the J-spec front bumper, you probably have less issue installing this front fender and add-on piece because the Twinz P-spec it doesn't fit like stock where everything lined up and flush like a stock bumper, you know. There's no gap, no unevenness, you know. So when you're adding this piece on, it's pretty easy to align with the stock bumper. But since I have a Twinz, everything is kind of off a little bit, you know, like unevenness. So when you install this piece to this piece, this side doesn't give me a lot of trouble. This side is pretty much, because this side fit, I think I did on the first video, this side is fit perfectly, the other side gave me trouble. And then, so this side pretty smooth, it went pretty smooth, everything fit like it should, because as long as like you have fitment, really good fitment here, then you have probably less issue. So the light that's supposed to go here, these are like 94 to 96 a core. I think this is a rear bumper piece. If you, yeah, this is like came from a 94 to 96 a core or 92 to 96 prelude, and it's the rear corner bumper piece. It doesn't fit completely in, it's not flush, so you have to do some work in this area to get it to flush, get it to the flush, but I'm going to do that later. On this side, it give me a lot more trouble because the fitment here, when I install the fender to the bumper, it give me a lot of issue. So I have to do some adjustment, some filler to make it sit flush with the fender. So when it comes to installing this add-on piece and this front fender flare, it gave me a lot of trouble alignment, everything. For some reason this size, it gave me trouble from the start. Some of you guys might not have the issue, some will. It just really depends on how good the bumper, the P-spec Twinz fit to the fender. If you're running the J-spec, you probably won't run into any trouble because these two P's have a little bit of alignment issue. I guess it's like, I don't know, it's like the bumper issue and the fender issue, or is really this two piece together, because it seemed like the other two sides is like they lined up completely perfect, even like up the car. But this two piece, it seemed to have an issue with when you put them together. It seemed like it's uneven at a certain point of this gap here, this line here. So when you put them together, they have a big gap right here, like a lot bigger. They won't fit. So I have to do some. I have to sand this down, sand the bottom piece down a lot to get it to sit flush. So everything fit. The add-on piece is pretty straightforward. You just align them corner to corner to this line here, and it hooked to the bottom, and it fit exactly where it's supposed to go. Then getting this fender here to sit. Saying it sucks a long piece. It's a long curve all the way back here. So it's really hard to get everything bolted down, because like once you do one by one and you get to down here, then if you off a little bit, then it doesn't go in to the skirt. It's either go down too far or is it too high. Chances I think both sides have issue with them going down too far. Then I have to kind of like remove all the bolt like halfway, then make adjustment. So the best way is, I find, to do this is put a bolt down here first where it started, which is supposed to be. Then kind of like work your way to the front. Just have one bolt there and trying to align this up as best as you could with this piece. Then try to put one bolt here, just temporary, you know, and just kind of hold it down. Then you don't tighten it all the way down, just kind of leave it loose. Then just kind of like lightly press it in and see how well it sit. So I got everything to sit right the best I could. Well, you know, with all these wide body, they always have issue because these are when you add on to the body itself, it's fine, but when you add on a piece to the body kit to themselves, then you usually run into more issue than you know, you're doing like on a stock, like I'm on my Evo. I'm doing on a stock bumper, stock body, stock fender, stock everything. So I don't have any issue with them lining up, but since I'm running the piece back, you know, it give me issue in the front. The rear didn't give me issue at all because it's a stock quarter panel, you know, so if you line them up correctly, they go right on. So with this body kit, you know, with this wide body, it's fiberglass. So when you got it installed, you still have to put in some effort, you know, body work. Like these two piece, they, you know, when they make this kit, you know, they mass produce them, and this two piece are not like together as a kit, you know what I mean? It's like this piece it made in a different batch, this piece made in a different batch. So give or take, you know, some of these pieces might line up with this piece. Some of this piece probably won't line up with this piece, or some of this piece won't line up with this piece. So what I meant is like this side, where they meet, you see I sand this down a little bit to make it flush with this one. If you just leave it as is, and this one sits a lot higher than this one. So there's a few areas of the kit where the two panels meet. They are similar situation. So everything is installed now. The next step I will do is I'm gonna sand everything smooth and make them fit like stock, so there's no lump between these two. You're gonna be flush. And I'm gonna try to get the line flush, and everything here This is pretty good. It fit just like stock. I got it to align just like stock. So that one is fine. The add-on piece, it fit great. You can see there's hardly no gap. This side is even better. Like you see, I didn't put any effort, or I have to sand it down or anything. This side just fit. The other side I have to put a lot of effort in there. So if you're not comfortable with doing body work, or installing a wide body like this, it can be a little difficult. So yeah, it's about 1.5 inches in the front, but realistically, yeah, it's about 1.5 inches. In the rear is exactly about 2 inches. So with this kit, if you go with a piece back and you don't run the little lip in the bottom, it look pretty weird, pretty awkward actually. So it have to have a lip. It's just gonna complete the bumper. At the same time, since I have to order this 2-piece because I lost it, or it doesn't, or maybe they didn't come in the box. So either way, shipping is the same. So I also bought the air duct. So this just kind of finished up the bumper really well with the air duct. The air duct fit nicely. I got the type, I think this is a type 2. The type 1 only go up to here. Leave about 1 inch gap here. So for those that want to run an LED daytime running light, but I'm not gonna run that. So I prefer the whole thing to be all the way up. And they just came out with a type 3, which is like this, but it also go across the opening here. It's not my style. I didn't care for it. And for those that didn't know, the front bumper, it came in 2 versions. Technically they are the same bumper. The only difference is this bottom piece right where by the opening is. This is about 1.5 inches. So they have a version 2. It's thinner, it's smaller. So this is 1.5 inches. The other one is probably like 1 inch wide. So which is, if you running the version 2, is thinner here, so they give you a little bigger opening here. It's like a 4 or 5 centimeter bigger opening for the grill. Maybe they designed that for those people that want to run a larger intercooler. But I like this. It really doesn't matter, but I like this. I'm not gonna run any intercooler anyway. The lip they came out with, I think they have 2 versions also. They have a version 1. I think I got a version 1 here. It's not aggressive. It's just hooked to the side, extended about 2 inch. I think the version 2 is, they came out on the side about 2 inch all the way across, about 2 inch. I have a few people also ask me about the installation of the piece back bumper. So the crash bar is still remain there. All you need to do is just remove the frog light bucket completely off. They go on just like a stock bumper. You have this support bar on top, where it go across here, and they have pre-drill hole on the bumper, just like a stock bumper, but they're not quite lined up, so you might have to widen the hole a little bit. Then you have to remove the bar from the stock bumper and install into this bumper. So here, this bolt right here is like a center alignment for the bumper, for the bar. It's pre-drill, but sometimes it probably doesn't align well. So if you're using that hole, you're gonna probably be off, and you can make adjustment left or right, to get it to sit flush in both corners like this. So you might want to widening up the hole, so it kind of give you room just to kind of move it up, down, and left, right, and get a few bolt in, so that way this here, I think people have a lot of problem getting this to align up with this hole. So you have to kind of let everything kind of loose, so you have room to move it around, move the bar around to get it aligned up to this bolt here. Yeah, I think people have issue getting this bracket, this bar, this little bracket attached to the bar, aligned with these holes here. The two side, they pretty much bolt on just like the stock bumper. The fender have two stud coming down, go through the hole on these bumper, then the bolt going to the bottom up. It's really hard to get access to it, to get it down or get it in. If you leave your headlight on in, you're gonna have a very difficult time to work with installing the bumper. So I highly recommend removing the headlight first, then get your bumper properly fit, aligned, then paint it, then put your headlight back on, and then install the bumper. Because it's a pain in the ass if you don't remove the headlight. You have no access anywhere to reach the bolt back here. So there's two stud on the fender come down here. There's also like two bolt here, and then you bolt into on the bumper to the car. I got everything down. I think the next thing I'll do, I'm still working on the spoiler. I got a Type 3 Twinz spoiler, so I have to find ways to get this off and install that. So the next thing I will do is, like I said, I'm gonna try to sand down everything that's uneven to make it the two panel meet flush. Anywhere to have issue, then slowly I'm gonna install the little nut cert. This is the M3, so it's perfect size for a small opening. I'm installing this. Then after you install all that, then it's a matter of you just using bolt, the 3M bolt, and just bolt to it, and that'll be it. So I'm gonna have to work on this piece when the weather's warming up, so I can work on it outside, because I have to do fiberglass, and I'm in the garage. I don't want to do any sanding or any, I don't want to kill myself. Yeah, so that's the update on the Twinz. I also have the skirt extension installed also. The skirt definitely help with the car, kind of like finishing up the skirt. I think the skirt design with the extension in mind. Without it, it just kind of look off, because it had a big indentation inward on the bottom. So without the skirt extension, it just looked weird. Yeah, so if you guys are installing Twinz, that's all the info at the moment I can give you. If you got any question, yes, just PM me. And this is a 2+2. No, I'm sorry. This is not a 2+2. This is a 2+0 twin turbo model. I love the shorter wheelbase. I don't like the rear seat. I like the shorter version. Some people they like the 2+2, the limousine Z. The Twinz 2+2 is different from 2+0. The skirt are different. The corner panel is different. The skirt may be the same. No, the skirt definitely different because the corner panel is longer than the 2+2. The front portion are the same. The rear bumper is different. The diffuser is different. Yeah, so if you have a 2+2, make sure you look into the 2+2. So far, this is it. I love the front end. It just changed the whole car look, how they look. It's just kind of like modernized the car. I can't wait for the weather to warm up in a month or so we can put it outside and start working on it outside.